Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I'm Liz Quinn, your lead Scentsy consultant. So today I have for you my weekly What I Have Been Warming video, and there is a whole bunch of stuff here on this table to share with you. I got through a lot of clams that had a couple of cubes of something or other in it in a lot of bedrooms, and just used up a whole bunch of odds and ends. And we had some really nice days. We actually had one day where I melted summer scents because it was so beautiful. And we still had the proverbial snow in March going on. But before I get into any of my actual things that are typical for this Wednesday video, I had a very interesting thought the other day because I just received my bi-monthly club. Now, I carry two clubs. I carry a quarterly and a bi-monthly. And at the moment, I'm kind of playing around with collecting some things in a monthly, but that's just to see if I want them for down the road, and then I'd move them into one of my other clubs. Anyway, I digress. What I did find is that I certainly do collect bakery bars, and I wanted to show all of you, and these aren't even all of them. This is just what fit on the tray. All these bars in this tray are in one of my Scentsy clubs. So it's just kind of a plug for if you, especially if you are a bakery lover, and we have had so many things disappear one by one over time. I've got almond croissant in here, I've got oats and honey in here, I have vanilla cinnamon maple in here, I've got butter pecan, French toast, toffee butter crunch, you name it. I've been saving it for 5 years, maybe longer. When I started my quarterly, I just really had to laugh when I was looking at my bevy of bakery bars brought to you by Scentsy Club, and that is the reason that you have one. I even will make sacrifices and budget to not buy other things to keep my clubs alive so that this sort of thing is always with me. I've got toasted marshmallow and vanilla waves in here too, guys. So I just thought that was too funny not to share, and if you are on my Instagram account, you already kind of saw that I did a post on that, but it was just crazy as I was sorting, and I had an aha moment, and I thought, I have Stroopwafel Delight, I've got caramel chestnut, I'm a bakery person, obviously, I got a lot of brown bakery bars, and I should just share that with the people on my channel, so just food for thought. So let's get into what I was warming this week. So here is my first group. This was probably the most fun, and it was the only summery group that I did for the whole couple of weeks. It's a little early to get into the summer melting, but it was just such a beautiful day. So first off, I have Blue Coconut Beach, which is one of our Mother's Day bars that launches April the 1st. Yes, I will be getting more of this. This has a palm leaf note, really light. It's got beautiful blue sky, and it's got creamy vanilla and coconut. This is a lovely bar. It is light, I will say that. It is different in its scent, but its behavior is a lot like Pacific Sandalwood from back in the day in that wonderful collection where we had International Wax Collection bars. And I only have one bar of Pacific Sandalwood left that I am hoarding because it's not in my club. Anyway, this is another one of those now you smell it, now you don't bars. But when you do smell it, it is so, so good. And this will probably even go into my club. It is just a delightful, gentle, atmospheric scent. And the vanilla and the coconut in here mixed with that little bit of very tropical freshness is amazing. I probably will like this also with Mahalo Coconut, which I wasn't quite ready to break out yet, so I haven't melted it with this yet. But that is by far my favorite of all the new LTO bars as an individual bar. I love the Epcot collection. We're going to talk about a couple of those today too. The bricks, the longer that I am melting them, I'll talk about a couple of them today, or no, I think just one today. I like them, but because I'm not a spring summer person, I don't know if any of them are going to go into my club, and maybe I will get another brick or two, but I'm not really even sure if I'm going to do that. So let's keep going with what I decided to melt with the Blue Coconut Beach. I wanted to see how it compared to other fresh, watery, tropical scents that we have. So I broke out one of my favorite bars, which is Stitch. And this is definitely fruitier. The other one is more creamy, almost a little bit more body care. This has more brightness. This is a little bit stronger, but Stitch isn't a really boomer kind of a bar either. So I wanted to see the strength between the two of them. I kept them in separate rooms. I did 3 cubes a piece in my warmers out here of the Blue Coconut Beach, and then a couple cubes a piece of warmers in the dining room for Stitch. Very nice together. I have a whole pile of Stitch in my basement. Kept them in my club for a while till I got that pile. And this is just the most wonderful, watery, fruity, tropical. It is fabulous. I love to do this with Mahalo coconut, which I will do over the summer. And then because the day was so nice in the Florida room and the kitchen, I broke out, and this is way early for me. I never melt a bar in March that I usually melt in the summer, but Palm Trees and Ocean Breeze was just calling my name. So the blue coconut beach was in the front room, and that was the softest and the creamiest. Then we had Stitch in the middle, and he's really happy and light and tropical. And then Palm Trees and Ocean Breeze is a lot like Stitch, but amped up. It's stronger. And this is such a good bar, you guys. Oh, this is one of those that's got this wonderful, warm turquoise waters with a hint of pineapple, a hint of palm leaf. And it is a good performer. It lasts a long time, and it just transports you straight to the coast. It's so good. So those three together, all melting in different rooms throughout one of the days last week, was probably my very, very favorite day. And I cannot wait to do more with Blue Coconut Beach in the future. So then another day when it was nasty and cold, I grabbed half a clam of French toast, because as I was counting all my bakery bars and realizing just how many of them I have in my club, I was thinking, are there a couple that maybe I could get rid of? Well, not yet, because I was melting part of this older clam of French toast, which is a little bit of a temperamental bar. You got to go through them faster. They get kind of an off note if you save them too long. But it's just so good because it's got all this cinnamon and all this wonderful bakery and that kind of maple syrup and powdery, eggy, sugary thing. It sounds awful, but it's really good. That one lived to fight another day. And then the other one that I was evaluating was oats and honey. This, I don't know that I will keep this. But I got to get at least a couple more bars. And of course, that'll turn into me just giving up and keeping it. This is more of a spring, summer, lovely, buttery, toasty kind of a bar. It's a good mixer, and it is a really, really nice scent. So I'm probably just talking myself into keeping it. Next, I wanted to talk to you about a very unusual combination. And if you think this is weird, I think this is weird too, but it worked, at least for me. Soft plumeria, which I have currently melting behind me to use up what's left in here. Oh, except one little cube. I'm going to wait till it melts down a little bit. That's an ancient warmer called the Wicker that has one of those slump dishes that's kind of difficult to get wax into. Let's see. Yeah, it melted down enough. That one should sink in now and not be too much of a mess. Anyway, soft plumeria is beautiful. It's part of our Epcot collection. If you don't want to get all three, there's a Mint Fields, the Heirloom Rose, and the Soft Plumeria. You can do a club or just throw one into an existing club or do a club shipment just to get what you do want. This is good. And what I did with it, because it is very strong, very sweet, tropical plumeria scent. Oh, it's gorgeous. It claims that there's teak wood in the notes. So I thought, I'm going to be really crazy. I didn't do alternate warmers or in the same warmer. I'm talking about rooms that are adjacent to each other. I broke out a bar of white, amber, and teak, and I put this in the room I'm sitting in, this in the dining room, and then even crazier, Heirloom Rose in the Florida room. It was so good because the white, amber, and teak is a very warm, woody scent. If you're familiar with a bar that we had last year and Bring Back My Bar called Blonde Wood and Moonflower, that one successfully pairs really delicate teak wood, roses, and lilies. And I thought, if we can do that, I bet since these are stronger florals, we can mix this in the air. I'm not saying in one warmer, although you could try that too, with the soft plumeria. And I liked it even better, honestly, next to the Heirloom Rose in the Florida room. So the wood and the roses and the plumeria was amazing. It was addictive, at least for me, because the soft plumeria is super sweet and very strong right out of the gate. And the white, amber, and teak just kind of pushed back on that sweetness a little bit, kept it in check. And then our family just adores white, amber, and teak. It's this warm, beautiful wood scent. Very cologne-y wood, but in a very enjoyable way. And then the Heirloom Rose. Oh, this Heirloom Rose is, I think, the best rose that Scentsy has produced. And I, again, like teak and roses together, which maybe I'm just weird. This is kind of an unusual combination. But the roses being a really good, almost like a perfume quality garden rose scent. This is really, really good if you like rose. Went beautifully with that warm tiki wood, and it was just fantastic. So these three were a very unusual and very, very fun thing to melt in the house. All right, another day I got out my very light sort of floral, fruity, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Atmospheric scents, all three of these. So we have the chamomile petals that releases on April the 1st. It's Scent of the Month, probably the strongest of the three I'm going to talk about that I melted together. So this is really nice. It's got the chamomile, it's got the jasmine, it has the apple. Medium throw at best, but a good scent, very relaxing and cuddly. I've been talking about it for a couple weeks because I'm really enjoying melting it. So this is in the Florida room. In the front room, I did Alpine Meadow. Now this is a beautiful scent that we keep seeing back in flash sales, or at least we did last year. It was originally an August scent of the month. It's sweet, it's light, it's fresh. They say that there are red berries and dewy greens in here. I just get the most gentle, beautiful, slightly floral, happy light green kind of a scent that is just so good. My younger daughter loves this. So this is going in the front room. And then I have to tell you guys, I have tried on 2 different days before I filmed this particular week of what I've been warming to get out of Beach Daisy what I need to get out of it to buy more bricks. And I am so frustrated, you guys. Oh, this scent is gorgeous, but I can just barely smell it in my home. So I'm not even sure if I should get another brick because I loaded the warmers. And when I come in and out of the room, I can smell the daisies, the honeydew, and the apple. But when I'm just sitting in the room, I go nose blind almost immediately. This is absolutely beautiful. For those of you who do not have trouble smelling it, I'm very, very glad for you. It is a lovely, lovely scent. But if you've never smelled Beach Daisies before, or Beach Daisy, I'm adding another S, it's just one of those things where you could get the brick and absolutely love it and it's a powerhouse in your home, or you could struggle like I do to smell it much at all. So that made me very sad. Another day, though, I had no trouble smelling either of these bars. And honestly, I need to wait till the summertime to melt this powerhouse couple. Again, it was too much. I had to turn some of the warmers off. I did Stargazing in the dining room and the back room. This is so good, you guys. It's got cotton. It's got lilies, like an oriental type lily, a stargazer lily, and just this softness and this freshness. It is so good, so sophisticated, so stinking strong that I also had with it Jammy Time. I've got Jammy Time in the front room, Jammy Time I think in the Florida room, and then Stargazing in between. And after a while, I'm like, wow, I can almost taste the fragrance. We need to turn some of these off. But it was great. And then, of course, Jammy Time is my favorite scent in so many different products. It's amazing in the laundry. It's very nice in your shower gel. I haven't had it in body cream yet. Let me know if that's good. I would assume it is. But oh man, is it good in the house. You don't need very much. And it just gives you this fresh, cuddly, sweet pea, lavender, very bubble bath and laundry, but not like a cotton type laundry. Just fresh and happy and cuddly scent. So good. And that's back in the catalog. So you don't have to get an entire brick to try it right now. Okay, another day I decided I was going to go fresh and fruity, so I did the beautiful appealing apple in some of the rooms. This is such a gorgeous scent, you guys. It's a light floral apple with so much sweetness, and it lasts and it throws very, very well. I remember liking it when we had it as a scent of the month. This is the first time I've used it in quite a while, and I was even more impressed this time. Absolutely try this if you like apple scents. I prefer it to Johnny Appleseed for most things. Sometimes Johnny Appleseed is really good in a direct mix with a certain something else, but appealing apple all by itself is amazing. And then I had just a little bit left of pink rhubarb sugar, and I put this into the kitchen at the same time that I was melting appealing apple in other rooms. Pink rhubarb sugar, I've got one more on order. It is sweet, it's got a lot of sugar crystal, it has raspberry, it has rhubarb, and I feel like maybe there's a touch of lemon in here. I'm not sure if that's in the notes or not, but it was good, and it was nice with the apple. They balanced each other quite well. So then another day I broke out some of my big bakery guns, and even that bakery tray I showed you, I didn't even show you that I've got lemon coconut chiffon, I've got apple cherry strudel, I've got St. Nickerdoodle, I've got sweet plum pastry. I mean, I am definitely the club bakery queen, I guess. I wanted all the ones that were monochromatic that looked really stylish on the tray together, so I didn't want to mess it up with a couple of brightly colored ones here and there. Anyway, apple cherry strudel, emptied an entire clam in the house. This is one of those scents that every time I talk to you about it, it doesn't perform very well, but man is it great during that 4 or 5 hours when you can smell it. Oh, it's the best, most delicious, juicy cherry scent with a little bit of apple and strudel. It reminds me of way back in the 80s when the little pies from McDonald's were good. You know, the ones with the cherry in them that really tasted like a cherry. This kind of evokes that, along with what I always tell you about the apple and the strudel and all that. It's just so good, and it makes me so happy. So then also, I had to have some of my apple butter frosting, favorite bakery spice smell in the world. Oh, it's so good. And I mean, this is a powerhouse. It goes forever. It's just lovely. Apple butter, spices, and buttercream frosting. I don't know what else to tell you. It's so, so, so good. And then a little bit goes a long way with St. Nickerdoodle when it's not Christmas time. But I don't consider this, if you just take the label away and don't see the St. Nickerdoodle part, this is really just really good bubbly apple strudel. Oh, it's so good. So with some powdered sugar, sweetness and depth because of that baked apple. I love this. Put it in the dining room. Had a great time with it with those other scents that day. And then another day, I had another cold, drizzly, just kind of, I needed a pick-me-up sort of a day. And I'll tell you, if you do not have sticky cinnamon bun, but you have these two, cinnamon vanilla, and this was a good clam. Sometimes I really have trouble with vanilla bean buttercream smelling like anything other than Play-Doh. This clam smelled excellent. Really good vanilla buttercream. This was in a bunch of warmers, and this, the vanilla, cinnamon vanilla that's currently in our catalog. Both of these are current. Now listen to me, if you have, mourned the loss of good bakery, do this if you want a good cinnamon and spice, almost like a cinnamon roll scent. Alternate warmers of vanilla bean buttercream and cinnamon vanilla gave you a really, really good, solid cinnamon roll scent in the house. It was amazing. Alternate warmers, or maybe even direct mix, but I did alternate warmers. Fantastic. This is a new love for me. I just have to buy vanilla bean buttercream in the bar rather than the brick because I think that the oil concentration is better. So, got all that down. Then I've got a few where it was sort of like, I warmed them in weird places. I had a couple of cubes of coconut palm that I just threw in a mini warmer, just sort of all by itself, just to use it up. It was okay. I will like this better in the summer. I think I had it actually in the same room as Beach Daisy, and it was weird. I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what I was doing, but this is a good scent. I think I counted all the bars I've got in the basement. It's like 4 or 5. I'll be using it in the summertime with kukui and coconut and maybe even the new blue coconut beach. Also, just a few cubes of French lavender I needed to throw into a warmer. I think I put it in my Hoppy Easter and just let it go when I had jammy time and stargazing melting, and it was lovely. It's just a really happy herbal lavender, and please club this or buy some before the LTO runs out. I'm not sure when they're going to pull that. It might be the end of the month or sometime into April. It's so nice. And then I really didn't like Wildflower Cotton very much at all when I've been reviewing it. I've been using it up in the basement. And I did mix this some with Squeeze the Day. It helped. So if you get a clam of this and you don't end up loving it, add some lemon. It definitely takes that sharpness, that bite from the woods that's in here, because this is supposed to be cotton, wildflowers, lemon, and woods. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, it kind of smells like sandalwood tangerine, but it also just has this bite that I do not like. And Squeeze the Day did help on that, so it was better. Then I had another one of those like half clams, got to use it up somewhere, of You're the One, which was part of a Valentine's collection a long time ago now. What, 2 or 3 years? And this is such a nice, sweet cucumber scent. It's got some aloe. I think it might have, what's the other note? There's cucumber and aloe and another note that I looked up and now it's gone out of my head. But it's soft, sweet. Oh, there's some apple, I think is what's in here. Soft, sweet cucumber floral. Very nice. A little bit stronger than the one that we just had in the Bring Back My Bar. Very, very good. I did some of that some of the days I was trying to smell Beach Daisy. I could smell that over the Beach Daisy, and that's not very strong. Then I have a couple, we already talked about chamomile petals. I did that a few times. I had a couple more just like spicy bakery scents, and I did some crumb top too. So baked apple pie, I think, was going in my Florida room when I was doing apple butter frosting and some of those other apple scents. Now this one's in the catalog. I have always loved baked apple pie. It is so solid. If you've never tried it, because most people just say it's boring, it's not. If you love a bubbly, spiced apple scent, it's good. It's really, really solid. It's really, really comforting. And I think it's worth a shot if you are craving some bakery. I think this is probably the best one we have currently in the catalog. Then I used a couple cubes of Crumb Top just in the back room. I don't know, I think when I was melting French toast. I took this out of my club because I do have a few other bakery bars to console me with its loss. This falls right in between Oats and Honey and Sugar Cookie, and I like both of them better than this. There's a sweetness to this that is unique and very nice, but it doesn't have a lot of staying power, and I just prefer those other two that bookend it, so I don't have that in my club anymore. And last but not least, things where I had a couple cubes of this and a couple cubes of that in different bedrooms over the week. So my younger daughter was doing Black Currant and Plum. This was in last fall-winter catalog. I do not know if this is going to come back next fall-winter. It's very elegant. I have a couple clams left. So it's plum and some really deep dark ebony wood and just this really nice, relaxing, sophisticated, atmospheric fall kind of a smell. But you could melt it all year. To me, it's very, very classy. And I really enjoyed smelling that coming out of a room. Now here's one I got in a flash sale last spring, Mandarin Splash. I want more of this. I've only got 3 cubes left. I hope it pops up in some random sale at some point and I want to get a pile. This is beautiful. It's fresh, like a fresh, zesty mandarin with a little bit of a wateriness and some wood. It is fresh, it is light, it is bright. It kind of smells like when you open a clementine. It's got that zip. It's not super strong. And it's got that little bit of watery woodiness. It's beautiful. So I really hope I can get more of that in the future. I did that in my bedroom for a couple days. One day I woke up with this very strong and unusual craving for coastal strawberry. And this is not the time of the year that I melt coastal strawberry, but I wanted myself some coastal strawberry. Jasmine and kind of an underripe strawberry note and a little bit of ocean air. This is so good, you guys. It is the jasmine in this that I know has me hooked. It is the most unusual strawberry we make, and it's just been popping up in flash sales like a couple of the others I was telling you about. If you're curious about this, it's nothing like sugared strawberry, which I also love, which is very sweet and syrupy. This is fresh, fruity, and light, and it's very good. Then I had one little baby cube of vanilla suede from an old clam that my mother had been hoarding. It's coming back in June for Bring Back My Bar. I popped 1 cube of this into one of my kids' rooms. Oh, you guys, if you liked vitamin R, if you liked satin sheets, if you liked Saddle Up, if you liked, oh gosh, maybe even White Amber Antique to a degree, you've got to try vanilla suede when it comes in June. It's so nice. It's a soft, gentle, buttery, ooh, and if you like graduation, take out the apple, make it stronger. If you like buttery suede, this is so, so good. This one might go back into my club. I think ages ago I had a few bars in there. I forgot how good this is. Just 1 cube in that bedroom is going strong right now, and it is lovely. So good. I know that Patricia Gates loves this, and I know why. Okay, Mediterranean Spa. I had to look up the notes on this. It's got a very vague description, but somewhere I got a little bit more information from somebody that wrote down that this has beach grass and it has like mineral water. And I would say yes to all that, and then probably a little bit of herbal also. I had this going in my older daughter's room for a couple days. It's fresh, it's light, it's clean. It was from Bring Back My Bar. I don't have it in the club. I've got a couple bars left. It was just really, really good for an early spring open the windows kind of a day. Gorgeous bedroom scent. Then another day in her room, because she likes clean and fresh, we did the North Calls. This is beautiful. If I see this in a flash sale, I want to snap a couple more up. It's got lily, marine water, grapefruit, and something else, but it's light and crisp, and you get the lily and the aquatic in the most beautiful way. So good. On the lighter side. Then one of the days when I was doing fruity out in the main rooms, I did some mango shortcake in my bedroom. I think this one's still currently available from the Mango Scentspirations. It's juicy, it's fruity, it's happy, and it has just like this little hint of almost like a happy birthday type cake, which that's coming back in June too. I'm so excited that'll be coming. This is just delicious. Excuse me. Too much talking. And very happy and juicy. So when it comes to not having real great bakery in the spring, this is one of the better ones, I think, especially if you can do fruit with your baked goods. Pick up some of this if it's still around. It's really nice. And last but not least for the week, 3 cubes of coconut vanilla orchid. You can see I gave this one to my mom. I wrote it on the clam even. And she gave it back because we were sorting, and many of them just do not work in her house. Coconut vanilla orchid is so weird. It's creamy with fig and coconut and vanilla. It's a very good summer fig scent. And I had this in one of my children's rooms, and it was just relaxing and sweet and comforting. So that's everything I've been getting through, which is a little bit more than normal. And I would love to know what your thoughts are on just what you're melting right now. And even though this is a what I've been warming video, how many of you have a club and how do you use it? And if you don't have a club, why? I would just like to pick your brain this week on that whole thing, because I know some of us love our club and some people truly find it distasteful to have to put bars. I think they feel forced into a club format. They'd rather just have them all available in the catalog. I would love to know what you guys are thinking about all of this. And and are you excited about the clearance update, which is at 3 a.m. on Saturday? So I'll talk to you guys soon. Elizabeth with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. God bless. Bye-bye.